And that's
you already
syrup.
had yours.
How dare you?
You fucking shot me!
It's about... Welcome to Savory Stories, the show where we make food and drinks from your favorite book series. I'm your chef, the Eclectic Wolf, and today we are making something from a recommendation on Twitter. Our recommendation comes from Catherine Dovland on Twitter, and she says, SOC made me love waffles more than I already do. SOC, is this your card? Six of Crows? That's what I thought. This food item is from the series Six of Crows. Specifically, we are going to be making it as it was mentioned in Crooked Kingdom. On a dare, I ate a little trough full of waffles doused in apple syrup and almost went back for seconds. Well, a little trough full of waffles in apple syrup, that sounds amazing. So we're gonna be making that. Now, we're not gonna be making any type of boring waffles. We're gonna be making some very complicated yeast-based brown butter waffles. Okay, so I should be mentioning, I'm gonna be doubling the measurements and everything so that we get a ton of them. You only have to do half of what I'm saying, so we'll put up the single measurement of the entire recipes while we're going along. So the first thing we're gonna want is to get 12 tablespoons of butter. If I can open them with these gloves. I can do it, I believe in me. These are gonna get so nasty. How am I gonna clean these? Go in please. Okay, there is 8. Now we need another 4. So guess what? That comes out to a stick and a half for all you not keeping track over there. There's our other half. I think we all know that butter makes everything delicious. So of course there's gonna be a lot in these waffles. So now we just need to brown this. All you gotta do to brown your butter is literally cook it until it's brown. Now while I'm cooking this, I'm gonna mention we are making these waffles ahead of time. Because we're actually using yeast to rise the waffle dough, we need to let it sit overnight. And so if you want to make these waffles, you better start them the night beforehand. And there we go. We have our brown butter, as you can see there underneath the foam. So we'll take that off the heat so that we don't burn it. As you might have heard in the previous episode, we cannot use our... Oh, excuse you, you just killed a crow. Down. I will save you, Mr. Crow. Now, as you might have heard in our previous episode, we can't use our bamboo bowls because that kills yeast. Next, we'll need to add something for that yeast to snack on. So we're gonna get some sugar and we're gonna put in 4 tablespoons right into that butter. We used unsalted butter, so we want to put in 2 teaspoons of salt, 2.5 cups of milk. Now we're gonna add a little bit extra flavoring. We're gonna put in some molasses, 2 tablespoons of that. Next, we're gonna add in some more flavoring, 2 teaspoons of vanilla. 1. Oh my God, are you killing my crow back there? That is not okay. You are on the lion side, aren't you? We'll mix this together now. That is quite an interesting mixture, I must say. All right, so if you find that that's clumping together, you might want to heat it up a little bit more so that you can dissolve everything. So now I'm gonna need to put 4 eggs in, but that's gonna be an issue wearing these gloves. So I don't normally do this, but I'm gonna need to take it off in order to put these eggs in. They're gonna go right back on afterwards though. So let's get this over with quickly. 4 eggs. I gotta wash my hands quick. Okay. That's much better. So now we actually want to make this into a dough, so get your sifter and we'll get 3 cups of flour in here. You know what, that's just clumping up. So we're going to get a electric mixer. That's gonna mix this quite a bit better, I think. No dime lines allowed in this household. All right, so we're just gonna mix this right in. So now that we've mixed 1 in, we'll want to add our 2nd cup of flour. Dip this in while mixing because we're fancy. Now we'll get our 3rd cup of flour. All right, so that looks pretty well mixed together. It's actually starting to look like a batter now. We want to get 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. Dump that right in this mixture. And finally, we'll want to put in our little mushroom babies, our instant yeast. I should mention that you'll want instant yeast, not the active dry yeast. They do different things. And so we'll take 2.5 teaspoons of this instant yeast. So now we'll mix in that baking soda and our little mushroom babies. Now we need to go and cover it up, put some plastic wrap over it, put it in a refrigerator, and we're gonna leave it sit for literally 12 to 14 hours. So in my case, that's overnight. As you can see, it's actually already starting to bubble, so that yeast is doing its job already. Get some of the plastic wrap you used to cover up those dead bodies, and we'll pour it. We're gonna place it right over the top. All right, so now that we've put that inside of the refrigerator, we get to just wait. So I will see you guys in the morning. Welcome back, it's the next day. We've had our dough sitting inside of the refrigerator. It started to rise a bit, but before we get to that, we actually need to make our apple syrup that we need to put on top of it. So let's get right on that. Since this is an apple syrup, we're gonna be making it based on apple juice. So we'll want a cup and a half, 1 cup of brown sugar, add a little bit of caramely flavoring in there. Next is 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter. Add a little bit of acidity, so 1 teaspoon of lemon juice. Oh no, I got lemon juice all over my lap. Half a teaspoon of ground cinnamon, a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg, half a teaspoon of salt. Get away from my crow, you dumb lion. Back, get your butt. Get your butt. Get out of here. And finally, we need some type of thickening agent since this is a syrup, so we'll need 2 teaspoons of cornstarch. And we'll want to mix this together. The butter probably could have been melted, but you know, this is gonna be warmed up, so who cares? And we'll want to bring this onto medium heat and bring it to a boil. All right, and now that we've brought this to a boil, we'll turn it down to a lower temperature and we'll just leave it simmer here for about a half hour. We actually want to get some actually. All right, now that this is boiling, we'll want to cut up some fresh apples to put in this, because what is better than apple syrup than chunky apple syrup? So here we are with 3 fresh apples. I picked Honeycrisp just because I like a firmer, crispier apple. You can choose pretty much any apple that you want to. Now we just need to cut these up into pretty small cubes and just throw that right into this boiling pot here. You know what, I'm gonna stop at 2 apples. Those 3 apples seemed to be probably quite a bit. Maybe I just got really big apples, but this syrup is just full of apples right now, and I think if I put in 1 more, it'd be too much. Oh, no. It is amazing, but you are not allowed to have any. This is so good already. Oh, I just want to eat this by itself. I don't even want to put it on waffles, my God. It's been a half hour, and look at this. This smells and looks just amazing. Thickened quite a bit. It's not still super thick yet, but that's because when we cool it off, that's when it's actually gonna thicken up into a thicker syrup. Take this off the heat, and we have our nice container of our delicious apple syrup. And we'll want this to refrigerate for at least a half hour so that it can thicken all the way. Okay, there we go. Our dough is actually raising a bit, so I think that it's about...
He forgot to give a description of the book, but I didn't remind him because that's okay, because he wouldn't give it justice. He hasn't read these books, he doesn't understand, so it's okay. I'm gonna give you guys a good description. Okay, so these books, I gotta go fast before he wakes up. 6 of Crows and Crooked Kingdom. They're the best books ever, you guys need to read them, but description, right, okay. First book is about a heist trying to break out a scientist to make a bunch of money, and the scientist invented a drug that gives Grisha power. The second one is trying to get back one of the crew when they get kidnapped over the drug scientist thingy. There are 6 characters. They're all beautiful and amazing. Kaz Brecker, who is a con artist and thief. Oh shit, he's starting to wake up. There's Jesper, who's gun wielding and is amazing. And then there's Wylan, who is smart and a chemist. And there's Inej, who is just like an acrobat and spy. And there's Matthias, who's like an ex-warrior turned convict. And then of course there's Nina, who's awesome and she's a heart render. She can like use her Grisha powers to control people's insides and make them pass out, as you saw demonstrated here. And she's awesome. And these books are awesome. You need to go read them. They're so good. And it's waking up. Okay. That was the book description. Yeah, okay.
Okay, I don't know what that was, but okay, so I think we're ready. Let's get to making these waffles. Sorry about that. So you're gonna want to get your dough that we've created. You got your waffle maker. Just make sure it's heated up to the medium temperature, and once it's there, we can actually go ahead and start making our waffles. And we're just gonna spray the inside, make sure it doesn't stick at all. Stir around our nice goopy dough here. Now we'll just take a nice glob and dump it right in the middle. Now we just gotta wait for like 5 to 7 minutes. Oh God, oh, it's dripping out. Ah, it's dripping out everywhere. Ah, it's making a mess. Oh, there was supposed to be a drip plate. Where's the drip plate? No, I don't know where the drip plate is. Oh no. Okay, you probably don't need that extra scoop. I gotta say, it sure smells like some pretty good waffles, so I'm thinking these are gonna turn out pretty good. And there we go. Oh man, that looks so good. Yeah, look at that. That is like a perfect waffle right there. Oh, it's coming. Ah, it's coming. You can hear it coming. There it goes. Ah! Nowhere near as much as the first time though.
That's what she said.
Well, hey puppy, you don't get any waffles. Nope, no waffles for you. All right, so I've gone and I finished making all of our waffles. Look at that, look at all these waffles. Yeah, but we need to plate it. And I swear that that line from the book mentioned eating out of a trough. So here we go, we have a trough that we can put our waffles into. Dump those in here. And there we go, we have our trough of waffles. Now I think that looks pretty great. We definitely made just enough for it to fill up the entire trough. So now we need to go and get our syrup that's been sitting in the refrigerator. It's nice and cool now. It is definitely thickened. It could probably be a little bit thicker, so maybe we should have cooked it a little bit longer, but that's still pretty syrupy. That looks amazing. And now we have our trough of waffles with apple syrup. So I think it's time. I really want to eat this. So we need our taste tester.
Echo was upset that you called him a dime lion and he wanted to prove.
He's already going for it.
He wanted to prove that he was worthy of being in the dregs.
I think he makes a pretty good cast.
I think he does. And he's got the black gloves built into his paws.
Yeah, he does.
No. You can sit up here with the crow.
No, he was attacking it before.
But now he's friends with it. He ain't no dime lion. Look at him. Oh my God, so cute. Just like, no.
How dare you? You're not supposed to kill the crow.
That was an accident.
All right, so here's our trough of waffles with apple syrup. I think it looks pretty amazing,
oh my God,
personally.
It looks so good. I would so eat a full trough of this. You don't get any. Go away.
No, it's
all
mine. I made it.
No,
I spent the time.
No.
It's mine.
The dare was to eat a full trough, and I'm gonna accept that dare.
No, we're sharing. Deal with it.
Echo's already tasting the waffles.
How dare you.
How are they, Echo?
Well, he's not stopping, so they must be pretty good. So it didn't say we're supposed to eat them by hand, so I'm getting us forks.
How dare you? I was imagining him eating them by hand, but it didn't specify, so I guess I will take a fork.
All right, so I think we just need to dig in here.
How do you get a piece to break off? Oh, you didn't. You just picked it up.
Oh my God. Oh, it's
Oh
so
my God.
good. Oh my God.
Oh, the fresh apple
shit.
syrup is so good.
Oh my God. It's so fluffy and airy. And that
you already
syrup.
had yours.
How dare you? Oh God, he dropped it on you. Echo gets waffles.
He ate my piece. That was my piece.
Well, I think he liked it, so I think it turned out pretty good.
We both know what happens when you don't give Echo waffles.
Flashback.
2, your cat. Cats don't have waffles. It's like a rule or something. No, you can't make waffles yourself. Do you even know how to make waffle batter? Yeah, good luck with that. I'd like to see you crack eggs with those paws. Oh, you're threatening me now. What, you're gonna shoot me if I don't make you waffles? Is that how this is gonna work? I know you, and I know you're not gonna shoot me. You fucking shot me! I'm gonna...
End of flashback.
Yeah, I know he shoots you.
He shoots you.
But yeah, this
this one
is
has
so good. The syrup is amazing. It's so, it's not like even overly sweet. It's just
Oh,
like
God.
pure apple flavoring.
It's like if you took the insides of apple pie and put it on waffles. And how could you go wrong with that?
Well, I'm calling this a massive success. This is
Very
just
good
amazing.
success. Highly recommend you make it. And of course, you have to eat it out of a trough
Yep.
because how else would you eat this?
A trough is required.
It is.
Like you can't eat this
It
without a
makes
trough.
it taste better.
Mhm.
Oh my God, the fresh apples. Oh. If I saved your life, you could definitely repay me with this.
Deal, because I get some too then.
That is true. So then you're benefiting equally. So you can just make it for me all the time instead.
I'm making it
I'll
for
take that.
myself, so I guess I'll let you have some.
Exactly. You just gotta make 2 trough worths next time, obviously.
Yep. All the work that we put in to get the yeast into this, oh my god, it just made the perfect waffle. It's so good.
You can taste the difference between box waffle and this, I guarantee
like,
it.
huge difference.
You can't jump in his suit.
Get out of here. All right, well, you're too much skin by me. I don't want to touch it, so get out of here.
You want me to rub all over
no,
you?
get out of here. I need to exit. I need to get rid of this. All right, everybody, so that was it. That was our trough of waffles with apple syrup from Crooked Kingdom. Go buy that book. It is amazing. So yeah, if you guys like this video, please leave us a like down below if you're gonna try this recipe at home. If you guys have any suggestions for future videos, leave us those in a comment. If you haven't subscribed, press the subscribe button or ring that bell if you're already subscribed so that you can be notified and so you can have a recipe for waffles over the weekend. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Wolf out!